You mentioned a very interesting word to me. You mentioned that when you go to therapy, you get to know your story.
Yes.
What's that, and what's your story?
Okay. In the sense that in my field, I meet with a lot of experiences in my life. The clients' experiences that they bring with them, and also my own experiences. And to be a genuine, let's call it that way, professional, and to operate from a point where you're not holding any prejudices. Thank you very much. I think it's very important, it's very healthy to take a neutral stance.
Yes.
And when you make sense of your own story, it can lead you to be in that neutrality stance. Okay, so let's say, Daniel, you're coming up to me for help because you've lost your keys. I'm inventing,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
And as a person, I'm constantly losing my keys.
Okay.
If I'm not at peace with that frustration that I'm constantly losing my keys, I may take an approach that I'm frustrated with you. Sort of, how dare you, then you lost your keys again and again. The frustration is not something real, it's something coming from me.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm complicating it or not.
So let me see if I understood correctly. So you're frustrated because you lost your keys, and you're projecting that onto me because I'm losing my keys.
Yes.
So I think that's the correct word, right? Projection.
Projection, exactly.
So, for a mistake, I do the same mistake, but if you do it, that's wrong, and I judge you for it.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And even, for example, I'm also studying family therapy at the moment.
Okay.
I'm in my final year. And also it's very important that whenever there are particular situations, in therapy we say healing, okay? If, let's say, I have a couple in front of me, and they are having arguments because the male partner is not doing the daily chores at home, okay? And in my personal life, I'm having the same issues with my partner who is refusing to do the daily chores. There is a high risk that as a professional, I may side with the woman in front of me and take it against the male partner. Why? Because in my story, in my personal life, I'm against my partner. Okay? So that is also a journey of growth, a journey of healing, of certain themes in your life, both that goes back in your childhood, and you won't be aware of them. So you need to make sense, and you need to dig deep to get to know better where you started, where you're coming from, up to now. Like the recent argument that I'm having with my partner because of the chores.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a holistic approach, sort of how to get to know yourself and why you behave or think in a certain way. So you'd be able then to transfer it and help the other people in need.
All right. So you're saying that you can develop a sense of objectiveness in that situation as a therapist?
Yes, it will help you. And it's something ongoing as well, Daniel. So it's not something that, okay, I've been through therapy, now my time is up, I know it all. It's not like that. Why? Because life constantly changes, okay? And you need to constantly be in check with what's going on in your life. So even if, let's say, you think that you're at a good place and you see a client, and you're starting to feel certain frustration, certain trigger that you wouldn't know where they're coming from, that is a point where you need to check in. Okay, what's going on? Because as human beings, the way we operate, it's so complex that when you think that, okay, I'm ready, boom, here we go again.
Yes.
It's a never-ending journey of getting to know yourself better.
I think we have patterns as well, so that is the word that keeps coming up when as you're explaining. I think being aware of your patterns and the rabbit holes that you fall into constantly.
Yes. And how you relate is the way also in relation to patterns, how you relate with others, what makes you more sensitive, what makes you more vulnerable as a person, because it's important to keep in mind that as individuals, we might be or be seen as the most strong people in the room, but deep down we all have our vulnerable sides, and it's important to acknowledge them because we're all human, we don't have any superpowers. So again, being that humble person, accepting those vulnerabilities, and when in need, yes, like let's reach out and help each other.
Yeah.